In this video, I'll explain how to configure approval rules using the advanced mode in Oracle BPM Worklist. To demonstrate this, we'll configure change assignment approval rules based on the following scenario. Requester's role name contains line manager but not human resource specialist. Requester's role name contains human resource specialist but not line manager. And requester's role name contains both line manager and human resource specialist. The if conditions in all the three rules need to be mutually exclusive so that in every case only one approval rule is triggered. Otherwise, multiple rules can be triggered, leading to extra or repeating approvers in the review page and in the actual routing. Now let's configure these rules. Navigate to the BPM Worklist page, Task Configuration tab. In the search field, search for the Change Assignment Approval task. Click the task name to display the task details. If the task is not in an editable mode, click on the Edit icon. Next, click on the Assignees tab and click Go to Rule. In the Rules section, you can see the existing rules. First, we'll create a rule where the requester has the line manager role. Click the Add Options menu and select General Rule to create the first of the three rules. Here, you can see that a new rule displays. Click Properties to rename the rule. In the dialog box, enter a name for the rule. Let's use Line Manager in this example. Because each of the rules involves the requester's role details into conditions, Advanced Mode is required. Click the Advanced Mode checkbox and then click OK. Next, click Insert Pattern. In this rule, we need to add three patterns, each representing an object in the condition, for example, the requester's role details. In the first pattern, search for and select the pattern name Task and then enter the same name in the text field. Click Add Pattern to add a second pattern. Select List and then enter the same name in the text field. Click Add Pattern again to include the third pattern. Select Requester's role details and enter the same name in the text field. Now that we've created the three patterns, we'll add a simple test for the requester's role details pattern. This is to specify the condition, that is, the requester's role name contains line manager. Click the left value icon to open the condition browser dialog box. Expand requester's role details and select role name. Now enter line manager in this field. Click the surround selected test with parenthesis icon and select surround. The surround option puts the pattern you just added and other conditions you define later within parentheses to group them all together. Conditions within parentheses are evaluated in their entirety. In the drop-down list before the collection pattern, select how you want the rule to match against the collection. In this case, we'll select at least one. That is, the requester's role name should have at least one line manager. We now need to add another pattern. Requester's role details. Once the pattern is added, add a test condition. In this case, this is to check that the requester's role name does not contain the human resource specialist role. Click the surround selected tests with parenthesis icon and select surround. In the drop-down list, select none. This means the requester's role name should not have human resource specialist. Now let's configure the then statement. Click the Add button and select Add Approver Resource. In the Users field, enter neil.ceo. This means that if the requester's role name contains line manager but does not contain human resource specialist, then the approval flow for this task will go to user neil.ceo. Save the newly created rule. Now let's create the second rule. That is, if the requester's role name contains human resource specialist and doesn't contain line manager, send approval to a different user. To do this, create a copy of the line manager rule. Once the rule is copied, rename it to Human Resource Specialist. Make sure the Advanced Mode checkbox is selected and click OK. Let's examine the rule and make the required changes. In the requester's role details.role name is Human Resource Specialist condition, change none to at least one. In the requester's role details.role name is Line Manager condition, change at least one to none. Next, edit the then statement. In this rule, the approval workflow will go to a different approver, Martha Jones. So change the user to Martha Jones and the rule name to reflect the name of this rule. Now we have two new roles, one for users who have the line manager role and not the human resource specialist role, and the other for users who have the human resource specialist role but not the line manager role. Let's create the third and final rule by following the same steps. In this rule, we need to configure that if the requester's role name contains both human resource specialist and line manager, then send approval to a different user. Copy and paste the human resource specialist rule. Click Properties and then rename the new rule as shown. Next, examine and edit the rule. In the requester's role details.role name is line manager condition, change none to at least one. In the requester's role details.role name is human resource specialist condition, retain at least one. Next, update the then statement as shown. In this rule, the approval will go to Harry Stevens. Review the rules and then click Commit to save your changes. We have now created all the three rules. For more information on this topic, you can view the courses on Oracle University or reference the available guides on Oracle Help Center. Thanks for watching.